we should probably get into the real meat and potatoes of why we're here, which is, and I'm going to cut right to the chase, this is not a bit, this is not a joke. Michael and I are here to announce that Smiling Friends will be ending after Season 3 is done. Dude, check the news. It doesn't matter what channel.
Wow. I didn't think it's gonna end, but one of the greatest adult animated shows is ending. It's a shame, really, because it was very soundproof. Smiling Critters, no, wait. Smiling Friends is an adult animated series from Adult Swim created by two creators that made their mark on YouTube and later made their own show. And I'm going to tell you this right now, this is one of Adult Swim's best shows. Released in 2022 at a time where the pandemic exists and the pandemic effing sucks. Really, it sucks. Smiling Friends was one of those shows that there was a single line of hope of justice. Before Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack, well, that's the names of the creators, all started their back on the internet, making weird stuff that you would find. One of Zach's most famous videos is Get Out of My Car, using the same audio from, well, the thing from the same name, but more executed properly. Well, Michael Cusack's most popular video wasn't even on his channel, but rather a parody of Rick and Morty. How ironic that a parody of Rick and Morty is just Rick and Morty is just a parody of Doc and Marty. Yeah, what comes around goes around. Smiling Friends has a lot of banger episodes and with hit after hit after hit. And since the show is going to be ending tomorrow as of time of this recording, I figured that I'll do two things at once. One is where I'll do a full-on review of Season 1, and just Season 1, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I just want to cover Season 1 because, look, I'm just working with my limitations. Yes, I know there's Season 2 and Season 3 up, but I just want to make things simple. And the second one is that, well, if you've seen my video, why should the Ghost and Molly McGee should get a Season 3, then you should know what's going on. As in, what I said about why the Ghost and Molly McGee should have a Season 3 should also apply of why Smiling Friends, well, not necessarily continue, but rather this show should, I repeat, should get a revival. I'll explain more later. But now I'm just gonna do a full on a mini review of the episodes of Season 1. Episode 1, Desmond's Day Out. This is supposed to be the setup of the episode. In fact, this is actually one of the show's pilot episode, and it works very well. So the show revolves around Pim and Charlie. Charlie, the younger one with the brown hat, orange hoodie, looks more vermilion, and a big nose, and Pim, the one has a bigger eye, have a nerve on his top. Yes, that's a nerve, and a white shirt, and he's the purple one. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the character designs, but these character designs are top notch. Like, since the two creators was on YouTube, they know how to create great character designs. So we focus on Pim and Charlie on their first day of the job. Well, it's not really the first day, but you know what I mean. So we encounter one of the best characters of the show, the boss here. This is the boss, and that's his name, the boss. He is literally one of the best characters of the show. And you can really understand why. So, Pim and Charlie went to the house of Desmond's house, and I don't know if I should show this on the internet, but I'm not a kids channel, so
How are you doing? Whoa.
this right here shows, yeah, when it says it's an adult show, they really mean it. They really mean it. Like I said, I don't know if I should be showing this, but at the same time, I'm not a kids channel, but this is a channel for everyone, so I'm sorry if I'm showing this to you. I'm just showing you what's one of the conflicts of the episode. So Desmond just puts a gun in his face because at his head because, well, he's depressed. What does Pim and Charlie do?
Look, Pim, I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
One of the side plots is we focus on Ellen, where she has his cheese. And now he's really wants to search that cheese and just eat it. And there's Glep, where if you actually saw the beginning of episode 2, you would understand that Glep doesn't do much around here. And look, I said I'll be focusing on season 1, and I'm sticking to my plan, so I might explain later another time. So Pim and Charlie trying their best to cheer up Desmond. So what does he do? Pim shows Desmond one of Pim's family members. See, like this is one of Pim's family right here. We never get to see Charlie's family. I think, I don't know, but it is very clear that both of them lives alone, but I can't tell. So Plan B is where Pim and Charlie takes Desmond to go see a party, so that way he can get his just be happy. Of course, that backfired as well. Well, yeah, by backfire, I mean, I forgot that Plan A, the family, did get backfired, so my bad. But again, they're trying their best to make Desmond happy. Of course, they decide to have one last chance to make Desmond happy. And by happy, I meant smile. Sorry for the background. So, they're about to make Desmond happy for at least one final time on Plan C to take him to, well, Daveland. Why Daveland? Because Dave. It's Dave. Dave. Alan found one of those things that took its cheese, and then it started a full-on riot. Well, Pim does try to make Desmond smile, but Desmond says the most harsh reality thing that he said. It not just said everything in his entire show.
Are the best parts of life really just finding momentary distractions to keep yourself busy so you don't think about the harsh realities of life for a second? I can ride roller coasters, meet new friends, and spend time with my family all day long. It doesn't change the fact that the sun is just gonna explode, and all this was for nothing.
And it broke Pim. So Charlie's like, okay, we tried, so we're gonna assign a few pictures that we failed to make you smile, and then you do what you gotta do. But meanwhile, when they get back, this thing happened. And then Desmond used that gun to shoot that creature, and then since Desmond smiled, he found his own purpose. And he dedicated his life to stop one of those purple things. Charlie is happy, Alan is happy to get his cheese, Glep is just doing Glep, and Pim... I mean, look at Pim, man. Like, look at him. He's so depressed. Now, if you ask me, this is a very good episode to start with. It sets up the premise, the animation is good, the characters are really likable, and it just feels very deep. Very deep indeed. Look, I know I should really go in depth for each episode, but it's just my phone limitation, so I gotta speed things up here so that way I can just make the video on time. Okay, episode 2, Mr. Frog. Mr. Frog ruined his own reputation for being a full-on jerk, and now Pim and Charlie decide to just spend the entire day with Mr. Frog trying to fix things up with Mr. Frog and just get him back on track. Of course, after multiple tries, Mr. Frog is just a psychopath. Seriously. If you just look at Mr. Frog in the series, he's just... He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be with other people because he is a menace to society. Yet people love him for some odd reason. One of the producers, Rex, really did ruin the show unintentionally, but he doesn't understand what makes Mr. Frog Mr. Frog. And yeah, he is a jerk, but in his defense, he was doing the world a huge favor for getting rid of Mr. Frog because, well, Mr. Frog is a psychopath. Glep is also hired as a new Mr. Frog, but again, Rex had to screw it up. Mr. Frog came in to apologize to the world, but since Rex had to be a jerk, a really jerk, what did he get? So because of that, Mr. Frog got his life back on track, being more vicious as ever. Yeah, the Frog is a psychopath. But as an episode, it is a good follow-up. Really good follow-up whatsoever. Okay, episode 3, Shrimp's Odyssey. This is an episode where one wants to reunite to its old mate. It featuring Shrimp wants to reunite with Shrimpina. So Charlie decided to team up with Shrimp and try to get his life back on track, again like with Mr. Frog, while Pim goes to find Shrimpina. But instead of finding Shrimpina, he later finds this gorgeous beautiness. And it's not Shrimpina, by the way, spoiler alert, but since Pim saw her, love was at first sight. Of course, again, Pim loves this girl, but it is very clear that if he takes this girl, then Shrimp won't be happy. So he made a noble sacrifice. And yeah, thanks to Pim's sacrifice, Shrimp is happy. Of course, since Shrimp is happy, Pim is left with nothing. Though...
It's normal! You voted and we listened! This cannot be undone!
Until all of a sudden, they just undo it by just ending his own life. Yeah, this smiling friend never became a mainstay, never appeared again whatsoever. Overall, great episode indeed. I wish Pim does have a happy ending, but then again, he did an act of sacrifice, so it was kind of worth it, by the way. Next up, a Silly Halloween special. This is actually one of the very first times we're focused on one smiling friend member, and that's Pim. So Pim decided to do the boss thing, to do one thing what the boss asked, and he wants to get some sticks for the boss. So while he gets some sticks, he ended up getting lost. And upon getting lost, he went into the abandoned shack, and then he had to leave because, well, it's not safe around here. And lost it goes. But then jump scare in 3, 2, 1, 1.5 second go, and Yeah, I'm sorry people for jump scaring you. I really I really should have put up a warning, but again, this is a Halloween episode, so what you expect. And thankfully, since that spirit monster came here, and yeah, that's how this episode ends. As a first episode for Halloween, I'd say it's a great Halloween special. Great one indeed. So far, so good? Well, here's the next episode. Episode 5, Who Ended Simon as Salty? This is another great episode. This is a murder mystery episode. After leaving the movies, Pim and Charlie decided to go to Simon and Salty to get something to eat. Of course, one of the mascots says no, and they found a body. Well, Simon and Salty's body. So, what does Pim and Charlie do? They look at all the other mascots to find out who did who. So, who ended Simon and Salty's life? Well, I'm just gonna say this right now. It's probably best that you see who done it. Is it the mascots? I don't know, but I won't tell you. You gotta see it for yourself. Again, this is an adult show, so you're too young for this. Go watch something else, like I don't know, maybe Bluey's Super Kitties. Anyways, this is a great episode, great indeed, and it really subverts expectations. Episode 6, Enchanted Forest. Pim and Charlie went to go to the magical forest because, well, the boss told them that there's a princess that needs to be smiling. So both of them team up with Mip because, well, there was a witch out there that grabbed them in. And Mip was very good of a helper, very good until Charlie gets to have all the glory, and Pim, despite the one who wants to go to the venture, ends up becoming, well, like, I don't know, like a goblin? I never watched Lord of the Rings, so I can't tell. Yeah, well, Charlie's having a great time, even though he doesn't want to be in here. Pim is just not having good luck, so of course, because of whole Pim's full-on jealousy, that pretty much ended Mip's life. And so Pim and Charlie see the princess, and the princess told Pim and Charlie that this might be going into spoiler territory, but again, Mip is a reason why the princess isn't been smiling, and since Mip is dead, that means the princess can finally smile. And that's it. Great quest. Love the storytelling. It was just very well executed. Frowning Friends. Episode 7. This stars Grim and Gnarly. This is their first and sadly their only appearance, the direct opposites of Pim and Charlie. Because of Grim and Gnarly, Pim and Charlie decide to make people smile, but again, because of the similarities that they have of the Frowning Friends, this made them very difficult for these two. So, they tried their best to make people smile, but end up failing because, well, all thanks to Grim and Gnarly. Because of the Frowning Friends' arrival, this made the boss very, very, very upset. Like, very angry whatsoever, and he wants to end their lives. Grim and Gnarly was getting so much very popular because it shows everyone the dark side of his life, where there's nothing but sadness, misery, and depression everywhere. Of course, the boss, still being, well, a good man inside, he decided to tell Grim and Gnarly that, well, because of you, I've decided to become jealous, so you should be happy that I'm jealous of you. If I said this is one of the best episodes of the season, then I'd say this is one of the best episodes of the season. I really do like Grim and Gnarly's reactions to Pim and Charlie. I like both I like their opposites, but I kind of do wish that they appear in another episode, but then again, Grim and Gnarly are deceased, so what you gonna do? Next, it is the first Christmas episode. Charlie dies and never comes back. Now, if the Halloween special focused on Pim, then this Christmas special focused on the other smiling friend, Charlie. Since Charlie died due to an accident, he got sent to the underworld, also known as Hell. And Hell is not what it's used to be. In fact, it's literally a full-on Iceland out there. It's basically like Greenland and one of the caves of any other state in the U.S. made a baby. That's how much Hell has gotten worse. Satan here is not having a good time, and now Charlie wants to make him smile, but instead Charlie is giving a hard time of Satan, and Satan decides to torture Charlie because, well, he ticked him off. But since God decided to see what's Charlie's wish, yes, this God, voiced by the late Gilbert Gottfried, did I get his last name right? Doesn't matter. Because of that wish, so Charlie came back to life, and now he's a changed man. If Smiling Friends ended here, this would have been a great finale. But then again, it got 3 more seasons, so I'm not complaining. I really do like this episode. Episode 9, Smiling Friends go to Brazil. And when people say it's a disappointment, they really do mean it. I mean, they're planning to go to the flight to Brazil, but they end up not going to Brazil. And it is a disappointment, and it might be an understatement. It's just by far one of the weakest episodes of the season. And there's no contest. It is a disappointment. It would have been nice to see people Pin and Charlie trying to make people smile in Brazil. It would have been nice to see them go out of their comfort zone, like in a place that they've never been before. But no, they made it as a disappointment, which was a joke. I think. Yeah, it was a joke. It's just a disappointment. So, why is Smiling Friends ending? Well, it was the creators' decision. They decided that to end it right now. But Adult Swim did give the 2 creators, Zach and Michael, 2 more seasons. Like, we could have gotten to season 4, and season 5, but we just didn't because it was all up to creators. But even though Smiling Friends is ending, I would say don't give up hope, because, well, look at Phineas and Ferb. Dan and Swampy they both wanted to end Phineas and Ferb after the 4th season, with the last day of summer, but Disney decides to revive the show. And now Phineas and Ferb has been revived with a season 5 and a season 6. What does Phineas and Ferb have to do with Smiling Friends? Well, if Phineas and Ferb could get a revival and get a second chance, as in with 2 more seasons, so can Smiling Friends. But it's really all up for the creators to decide. If the creators just decide to give it another 2 more seasons, then go right ahead. But it's really all up to the creators. It really depends on them. They can make it. It's really up to them if they want to continue whatsoever. Adult Swim is just way too forgiving. In fact, Media Mementos released a video called Adult Swims vs. Originals. And in that video, Adult Swim was, even though there are some times where Adult Swim does cancel a show, Adult Swim is very forgiving to the shows that did get canceled. Also really giving them a second chance in, well, the life. Like, giving them another chance. So, with that knowledge in mind, so yes, Smiling Friends can come back, but it's really all up to the creators to decide. If they want to come back, they can come back. I know I'm making this video very late, but again, I'm sorry. I was just being procrastinative. And also, I'm sorry for showing all those blood and violence in this video, because, well, I normally don't do videos on adult shows, but this is one of the only exceptions, so cut me some slack here. And that's all I have to say. Smiling Friends is ending, but just be hopeful that there's a chance that they could come back. I forgot to mention that Aqua Teen Hunger Force did get a revival, but it was a very short run, so yeah. So if you happen to like this video, want to consider subscribing to the channel or follow me. I really do need more subscribers, though it would really help the channel. So that's all I got to say about Smiling Friends. I wish Zach and Michael the best of luck for their future. Thanks for watching, and I bid you all farewell.